right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, back here with New Black Wall Street, Money in the Power, taking a look at what's going on in economics, what's going on in politics today as we get ready to start our day here on February 1st, 2017. That's right, Black History Month, but more so Black Wealth Month, because this is the year that we make history. That's right, guys. This is the year we make history. This episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, Black-owned manufactured detergent here in the Atlanta area. We're doing free delivery, 101 ounces for $15. That's right, that's only 15 cents per wash. And again, if you want to pick your bottle up today, give us a call at 678-851-2400. Again, Black-owned and manufactured. True, make the switch. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and roll out today what's going on here. A few announcements. We're going to be rolling out Club Millie, which is our plan presentation. So many of you guys have been waiting to hear exactly what this plan is. It's going to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000 this year. So we're going to be rolling that plan out. That starts tonight. So we are ready to rock and roll with making sure that you understand exactly what we're doing, where we are, and also where we're going and how we are going to get there. That's the big thing. They say that a man with a plan is unstoppable, and we got the plan to help you save $1,000 this year. And then collectively, if we come together, 1,000 and 1,000, that's $1 million of leverage. Everybody put in the comments below, leverage gives us access to things that we didn't have access to before, and because we got the money to pay for it. That's right. We're going to be rolling that out tonight, and tomorrow is when you can actually come in and sit at the plan. Now, those two sessions are already sold out, so you want to go ahead and get your tickets for next week, Wednesday and Thursday. I think next Wednesday is almost sold out as well. So you don't want to be the person that misses out just because you keep procrastinating on getting your seat. Because here's what happens when you procrastinate. You forget. You be like, oh, I meant to do it. And then you forget. So don't do it right now. www.ergj.net. Now, also, this Saturday, we have our Stock Market 101 class. So this is going to be a class that's going to teach you how to own your first stock. It'll be 7 steps to owning your first stock, 3 keys to stock market analysis. That's going to be this Saturday. You get both of those in that session, so you don't want to miss that. If you're a person that's saying, hey, I want to learn about the stock market, I like to own some stock, but I don't know how. Well, this is the class that you want to go to, and I only do one of these classes a month. So you don't want to miss this one. Otherwise, you got to wait till March or maybe April when I can get back around to facilitate a class like that. And then on next Tuesday, we have our introduction into foreign exchange. So if you're a person that's been saying, hey, I want to learn currency trading, I want to be in the market I want to be in a place where there's $5.3 trillion of assets moving around daily, well, that's going to be foreign exchange. We're going to teach you about currency trading. That's going to be next Tuesday. You can sign up for any of that stuff plus more at www.ergj.net. You can also become a member of Club Millie at www.ergj.net as well, because some people are like, hey, I want to go ahead and get my membership. They are already getting the benefits. And say this, guys, you got to understand this, that membership has its privileges. That's right. Membership has its privileges. There's certain things that we are going to discuss as a group, as a club, that you're not going to be privy to the public, because we got to have private conversations about money at the money table. You know what it is. When you talk about money with the family, you keep it in the family, and the way that you get access to the family is by becoming a member. What's going on, Mr. Brown? How are you? So let's get into what's going on today in the market, because I know that you guys are just waiting to hear what's going on with money. What's going to be going on today? So last night, after the bell, Apple reported its earnings, and of course, Apple just knocked it out the park. So shares in Apple are rising by about 3% pre-market. After the company reported sales, they hit $78.4 billion in the latest quarter. Now think about that. They sold $78.4 billion worth of stuff in one quarter. Not a year, a quarter. $78.4 billion worth of stuff people bought from Apple in one quarter. This is a new record high. This is their highest quarter ever that they in sales. Highest quarter ever in sales. Apple CEO Tim Cook credited the surge in part to especially strong demand for iPhone 7 Pluses. Now, the iPhone 7 Plus is the largest and pricier model of the iPhones, and they sold a whole bunch of those. So regardless, here's what I say. I don't even try to tell people no more not to buy whatever they're going to buy. All I say is if you're going to go and spend all that money on the iPhone 7, then why don't you actually own some of Apple's stock? It just makes sense to me. You're gonna keep supporting them anyway. You're gonna keep standing in those long lines and trying to get the hottest phone out. Why not become a shareholder in the company that you continue to support with your dollars? And my question is, has Apple ever sent you a check? So if you want to be in a position where you want to get a check from the company that you continue to support, the way that you do that, become a shareholder. The latest iPhone was thought to get a bump in recent months from the massive recall of Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 over an exploding battery issue. Also, we got coming up, we got the Federal Reserve is going to be in focus today. Will the United States Federal Reserve hold steady on interest rates? Now, it's expected that they will, but we'll see today at 2 p.m. They're going to be announcing their interest rate decision. So at 2 p.m., that's where we can start to see a shift around 2:15. That's where we can start to see a shift in the market. If they decide to bump interest rates up, that's going to be good for banks. That's going to be good for the financial industry. And it's the first. This is the first rate decision of the Trump era. So this is significant because it's the first one that we have since Donald Trump has been in office. What's going on, Cookie? How are you? Back again. I see the central bank last hike rates in December. So the last time they raised rates was 2 months ago. Investors expect the central bank to hold its fire this time. The Fed doesn't have a press conference scheduled. Some attention has shifted recently from the Fed's monetary policy to the government's fiscal policy. President Trump's tax cuts, infrastructure program, and trade policy have become a central focus for markets. Now, they tell us exactly what they're focusing at, right? The tax cuts, the infrastructure program, and the trade policy. So obviously the trade policy, that's going to have a big impact for those that are in foreign exchange. Because depending on how these agreements go, will have an impact on the value of those currencies that we're doing agreements with. So Mexico, the peso, the pound with Britain. You see what I'm saying? The yen with Japan or China. So as we as these trade policies come into fruition, that's going to have an impact on the currencies for which those trade policies benefit or go against. The infrastructure program, it keeps talking about rebuilding America, making America great again. Well, when America was great, supposedly, is back when the industrial age. So we're talking about construction. We're talking about steel. We're talking about materials. We're talking about building roads, as concrete or cement. These are places that they're telling you Trump has told us he wants to funnel dollars into these programs or into these areas to rebuild America, to rebuild our infrastructure, to build a pipeline. Build, build, build. Now, New Black Wall Street, we're all about building, so we need to be smart and say, hey, do we have any of these type of companies on our watch list? Are we paying attention? Just last night, we talked about marijuana. That's a big area of growth. Well, these are areas that have been depressed because the country hasn't focused on rebuilding the infrastructure of your roads, all the potholes in certain areas, all that stuff. Hasn't focused on building the infrastructure. And so Trump is saying, I'm going to focus on building the infrastructure. And for me, Trump may be a fool, but he tell the truth. He is honest about, let me say he tell the truth. And it comes to where he is going, his direction, he tells us exactly where he wants to go, and he's actually moving forward in that direction. One of the few presidents I can remember who actually started doing some of the stuff that he said. Big earnings today, guys. Mark Zuckerberg's social network firm Facebook has morphed into one of America's biggest companies, and Wall Street is hungry for new details about the business performance. The firm is reporting quarterly results after the bell. So this is going to be after the market's closed. So just like Apple reported yesterday after the bell, Facebook will be reporting after the bell today. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot in the aftermarket, so to speak. So around 4:30, 5 o'clock, we'll hear from Facebook and how they did and where they expect it to go. So those that have Facebook stock, you are on alert today. Our earnings are also on tap after closing bell for MetLife and Ameriprise. So a lot going on after the bell. We'll find out what companies will be reporting before the bell. It's also worth discussing automakers on Wednesday, as they'll be reporting new monthly sales data throughout the day. Figures from Sales Auto Tracker Auto Data showed the number of cars and trucks sold in the United States in 2016 hit a record high for a 7th year in a row. So we're going to find out how the automakers are doing. Now, we talked a little bit about automakers. Trump has had conversations or meetings with them about them bringing more jobs back to the United States. So again, that's another place that if that's an area of interest for you, you can be watching because, you know, Ford, GM, things like that, they have some favor in their sight. That's all I can really say about that. What's going on, Miss Bright? How are you? This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. All right, so the global market, here's what you want to look at the global market. Both the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 look like they're on track to break a multi-day losing streak. So they've been down, depressed. We may see some rise in them today, especially after 2 o'clock when we hear that interest rates, if they're going to rise or if they're going to remain the same. We may start to see a bump in the market back again today. U.S. stock market futures are pointing up, and most global stock markets are rising. Many key indexes in Europe are at about 1%. So again, the Fed announces their rate decision today. Facebook has their earnings after the bell, and an auto sales report takes place. And then in the market itself, we're looking at a volatility index of 53 right now. So we're going to see if that's going to bump up, move more to the greed section, meaning that more people are going to be buying. So we're going to be following that volatility index. And again, transportation is leading the way over the past 3 months at 18%. Finance, second place with 15.7%. And health services, 13.75%. So I'm expecting to see a boost today in finance. That's going to be banks, insurance companies, things like that. That's what I'm expecting to see, especially with the interest rates being the main focus of today's agenda. All right, now, what else is going on, guys? Some other things that you need to know. Warren Buffett actually came out yesterday that he had invested $12 billion into his own stock after Trump won. So he's a big believer that regardless of the president, that the stock market will be continuing to rise. Of course, Warren Buffett is the manager of Berkshire and Hathaway. I've added that to my watch list. I'm actually looking to pick up a few shares as well because why not follow the third richest man in the world? I mean, he's done some great things. The Dakota Access Pipeline moved closer to completion. So remember, guys, we've been talking about manufacturing. We've been talking about construction. This Dakota Access Pipeline is getting closer to completion, which means that the United States Army Corps of Engineers will grant the final approval needed to finish the pipeline project. There are a couple companies that are standing to gain a lot today, a couple days when this final approval goes in place because they're going to start moving to actually build the pipeline. United States Senator John Hoeven and Congressman Kevin Cramer of North Dakota said on Tuesday. Volkswagen and Robert Bosch, they agreed to settle for $1.5 billion over the whole diesel scam, or them trying to basically do phony emissions. So they're going to settle out of court $1.55 billion. Let's see what else I wanted to touch on as well. Anything else? Let me go here to the market here and see if there's any mergers and acquisitions that you need to be aware of. One second, guys. Talked about Apple. Talked about Dakota. GE is, here's the deal. GE, General Electric, to sell entire stake in South Korea's Hyundai car. I'm going to read that in just a second. We talked about the drug policies yesterday. Let's see what's going on with GE. All right, so General Electric said on Wednesday it's agreed to sell its 43% stake in South Korean credit card firm Hyundai Car Company as the United States industrial giant continues to trim its exposure to the financial sector. So what GE is doing is they are trying to, look at this, they are an industrial giant. So that's another one. Again, we talked about construction, infrastructure, industrial age. They're an industrial giant. They're the only, GE is the only company that's been in the Dow 30 since it was started. Every other company has been, there's been a lot of turnover, but GE is the only company from the original Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's pretty cool. But what they're doing is they've been trimming the fat. They've been they got rid of GE Capital. They sold that off. And now they're selling their stake in this other credit card company. So they're getting away from finance or getting away from the financial services sector. And they're coming back and they're focusing just on what GE does best. Now, many guys say electric company, but they are an industrial giant. They build stuff. And they find ways they build stuff, and they're also into renewable energy. So GE is basically trying to say, hey, let's get back to doing what we do best. And I think that's a good thing for General Electric. At any rate, that's really all we got in the news today, man. Hey, that's good to hear. We got a lot of things happening today. Again, Facebook after the bell. And again, guys, we got the Club Millie rollout. So if you want to get your membership, it's $20 a month. And you'll read in the session what all you get with that. I'm not gonna go over that right now, but it's www.ergj.net. Also, we got the Stock Market 101 class coming up on Saturday. The Introduction to Foreign Exchange coming up on Tuesday. You want to get your seats, guys. The early bird gets the worm, and the early bird gets discounts as well. So if you're going to be late, that means you pay a little bit more. And we don't know when we're going to roll these classes back out again. So I really wanted to just do one class a month, but there's been some demand, so we've been rolling out quite a few. But we're already starting to fill up March and the offerings that we'll offer in March. Again, guys, today's episode is brought to you by True Detergent, Black-owned and manufactured detergent right here. 101 loads for $15. We got free Atlanta delivery. Again, that means it's 15 cents a wash. Here's the question, guys. Here's True Detergent, Black-owned and manufactured. Have you tried True? If not, make the switch. All right, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is the day in today's market. Remember this, guys, it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.